Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to explore. What are we diving into today?
Well, I've got this really interesting Q&A all about zodiac signs. It's
Okay.
about why people should, like, actually care about them.
That is interesting. So we're figuring out if it's more than just fun horoscopes.
Exactly. Trying to see if there's some actual depth to this whole zodiac thing. And, it starts right off talking about self-awareness.
Okay, self-awareness, that's a good place to start.
Right. So it basically says that, like, your sign can actually give you insights into your personality, which I thought was kind of wild.
It can be a little surprising how accurate it can be.
For sure. I mean, it even gives examples. Like,
Yeah.
it says that Aries are, known for just going headfirst into projects. Super bold, but maybe a little impulsive sometimes too.
Yeah, I can see that.
But is there any truth to that, though?
Well, think of it this way. It's not about predicting your future or anything.
Right, right.
It's more about recognizing patterns, tendencies, And a lot of people actually find that these descriptions really resonate with their own experiences.
Oh, absolutely. Like, have you ever read, like, a description for your sign and it's, like, eerily accurate?
Oh, all the time.
Right.
And that kind of aha moment, even if you're skeptical, can be pretty powerful because it can help you, kind of lean into your strengths and maybe be more aware of potential pitfalls.
Pitfalls, I like that. Like, watch out for these things.
Exactly. So, for example, let's take Gemini, often described as like the ultimate communicator, loves variety, life of the party, but maybe, just maybe, struggles with sticking to just one thing for too long.
Ooh, yeah. I know a few Geminis like that.
Right. So if you're a Gemini and that resonates with you, maybe it encourages you to create systems that help you stay focused,
Yeah,
right?
that's so interesting.
Harnessing those natural communication skills, maybe collaborating with others to stay on track.
So it's not just, okay, here are your traits. It's like, use them.
Exactly. Use that knowledge. It's like having a personalized roadmap almost. Not telling you exactly where to go, but maybe highlighting paths that are easier for you to walk or warning you about those astrological roadblocks.
Okay, I love that, like astrological terrain. That's great. So now the source also talks about using zodiac signs to improve your relationships, like communication in relationships.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, it's suggesting that, like, knowing someone's sign could actually help you connect with them better, which, I don't know, it kind of sounds a little,
A little judgmental, maybe.
yeah, a little judgmental. Like,
Yeah.
how are you going to decide how to talk to me just because of my sign?
Right, but there's a balance here. It's not about making assumptions, right?
Right.
But the underlying principle, I think, is really valuable. Being mindful of different communication styles
Okay.
and different emotional needs, that's helpful in any relationship.
Yeah.
And sometimes these sign descriptions can actually offer a helpful framework for that.
Okay. So I'm picturing like a little cheat sheet to someone's emotional landscape. But isn't that kind of risky? Like judging someone before you really know them based on, their sign?
I think the key is to remember you're not trying to put people in boxes. You're trying to open your mind to the possibility that different people have different needs
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
and different ways of expressing themselves. So, for instance, if you know a friend is a Pisces,
Mm-hmm.
and Pisces are often described as, very empathetic and sensitive, maybe you approach a disagreement with a little bit more sensitivity than you would with someone else.
Okay. So it's less about this is who you are because of your sign and more like, hey, this might help me understand you a little better.
You got it. It's a tool for empathy, not judgment.
Empathy. Got it. Okay. So history time.
History time.
I gotta admit, this always kind of throws me off. Like, is it really that important to know how old this whole astrology thing is?
I think it actually adds a lot because it's easy to dismiss astrology as, just a modern fad or whatever.
Right.
But the fact that it's been around for centuries, literally woven into different cultures, really adds a layer of depth.
Okay. Yeah. I see your point.
How Capricorn is often associated with structure and discipline?
Yeah.
Well, you can trace that back to ancient agricultural practices, believe it or not.
Wow. Really?
So knowing that might give you a better understanding of why, let's say, your Capricorn friend is so good at organizing or sticking to a schedule.
That's such a good point. It kind of makes those little horoscope sections in magazines a bit more interesting,
Totally. They're tapping into this long line of human experience and curiosity about, the universe.
Yeah, like it's not just, made up stuff. It's connected to something.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's where I get a bit skeptical, I'll be honest.
Lay it on me.
The source says that you can use zodiac signs for like practical stuff like goal setting.
Okay, yeah, goal setting.
So it says like a Capricorn might, thrive with a really structured plan, but a Sagittarius might need way more flexibility.
Right.
But doesn't that like totally box people in?
I think, again, it's about understanding that this is not about destiny.
Okay.
It's not like your sign is dictating your life. It's more about using your natural inclinations. Like, if Capricorn's strength really is planning and execution, then, well, leaning into that when you're setting goals might actually work in their favor.
Yeah, it's like playing to your strengths then.
Exactly. And then, a Sagittarius, known for loving freedom, exploration, maybe they need, goals that are a bit more open-ended to stay motivated.
It's kind of like those like personality-based productivity tips.
Yes, exactly.
Figure out what works for you. And maybe, just maybe, your sign can give you some clues.
Totally.
So it's about self-awareness again.
Self-awareness always
Yeah.
comes back to that.
Cool. And the source also says that just learning about different signs can encourage empathy and open-mindedness.
Yeah.
Even if you don't necessarily believe in like the whole astrological side of things.
That's a really great point, because even if you, take it all with a grain of salt, exploring zodiac signs can be surprisingly insightful.
Because it's like metaphors for human behavior.
Yes, exactly. Like, you might start noticing patterns in how people interact, how they approach challenges, even how they, express their emotions. It can be quite fascinating.
So it's not just about you and your sign. It's about understanding the people around you a little better.
Exactly. Expanding your understanding of the human experience.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So our source is very clear that, astrology is not a science,
Right.
but it's clear that it holds, a lot of value for people, and it definitely starts some interesting conversations.
It certainly does. And even if you're skeptical, I would say approach it with a sense of curiosity. Because you might be surprised what you discover about yourself and the people around you.
Yeah, maybe there's something to this whole star stuff after all, right?
Yeah.
What do y'all think? Let us know. Have you
Yeah.
found any like value in exploring zodiac signs? We'd love to hear your thoughts.